Hi everyone, thanks for joining me. Another driving test for you in Shrewsbury. This is a young lady called Kez. She took a driving test at the end of November. She did pass, so you'll see where she goes on her driving test. Your driving test lasts between 38 to 40 minutes. You may ask to do an emergency stop. You will be asked to do a manoeuvre. These are some of the manoeuvres that you've been practicing probably with your instructor anyway, so make sure you're well versed on them. So the test is underway and we're away. Make sure that you're familiar with all of the controls in the car so that you know which one to press. For example, your washers, your wipers, your lights, all those sorts of things, even the things like the heating controls. Because I've known times whereby the heat has been left on, or it's been too cold or too hot, or it started to mist up. So be aware of the controls in the car, so that then it makes it look professional. That's what you've got to do. During the driving test, you will be asked to stop on the left-hand side quite a few times. About 5 or 6 times you'll be asked to stop on the left-hand side. So what they're looking for, of course, is mirror check first of all, your signal, and then can you pull up and stop somewhere that is safe and convenient, and you've got to be able to do that. When you've stopped, make sure that you have cancelled that left-hand signal. Don't just leave it running whatever you do, because many a time people have moved off with their indicator on still on the left. Pay attention to what's happening. So we're going to stop on the left. So first thing is mirrors. There you are, pull up, stop on the left. Move off again whenever you're ready. So into gear, look over your right shoulder. That's the last thing you do before you move away. Move away. And we're away. So the traffic down at the bottom here now, by the bottom of that roundabout, it does get a little bit busy. So I've just got to keep your eye on that. Okay, notice what she's done here. She's kept that junction clear. That's good. Anybody now that wants to turn in there, they can. Or if anybody wants to turn out, they can, because she's not blocked it. This is what you've got to be doing, is keeping your eye on the ball, is think ahead of. Try and use your own initiative, because that's all the driving test consists of. Can you do it without being told to do it? That's all you've got to do. This roundabout, as I say, it is busy. The blue car that's on the right there is causing one or two problems, because it means that traffic's got to overtake it. This is what that lorry's just done in front. He's gone well over to the left-hand side so we can get that lorry through. So we're going to go left at this roundabout. You can only go when it's clear. Don't be tempted to try to rush. If it's not clear, don't go. It's not a race. Just pay attention to what's happening on the road. It's all backing up, as you can see. It's quite busy. It's quite busy, this is. But the driving test isn't all about roads like this either. It isn't, as you'll see as you start to go along. Now, notice the lorry there now. That's turning right. which now blocks the traffic to our immediate right. So Kiz has spotted that and she's reacted to it, and she's spotted the opportunity and she's away. The other thing that she's recognised is that in front there's a box junction, so she's nowhere near the car in front. So in other words, if that car did stop because the traffic had backed up, then she wouldn't be in that box. She could keep clear of it. Again, that's thinking ahead, using your own initiative. An examiner's job is just to make sure that people are safe to be let loose on the road. They're only keeping people safe. That's all they're doing. They're keeping you safe, and they're keeping everyone else safe as well. They're not there to get in your way. They're not there to stop you. They're just making a positive contribution towards road safety. And you, the driver, has got to do exactly the same thing. Try and make that positive contribution. Don't see how little that you can get away with it. Don't think about relying on luck. Try to improve your skills. Improve things like car control, whereby you can manoeuvre the car in tight gaps, in tight situations, so that you can get out of it and demonstrate that you can control it. That's all you've got to do, and you'll be fine. This time of the year now, because this is the last test of the day, so it is starting to go a bit on the dull side now. So mirrors, we're turning left. Left hand door mirror, most important. You never know what's coming up that left hand side, especially with these e-bikes that they're about nowadays. They're just there. So we're going to stop again on the left hand side. So again, the first thing is mirrors. Your signal, pull up and stop next to the curb. That's it, you're not blocking the driveway or anything. That's fine. Handbrake on, out of gear. And then move off again when safe to do so. Again, mirrors, look over your right shoulder. That's the last thing you do before you move away, and then move away. Again, stopping on the left hand side. So you see how many times that we're actually asked to stop on the left. There's quite a few. That's it. Then when safe to do so, move away again when you can. Okay, stationary vehicle ahead. First thing is check your rear view mirrors. And then if you're clear, simply just overtake it. Mirrors again before you come back in. Then we're going to be turning left, so slow it down, making sure that you follow the profile of the curb around, looking both ways, and sliding the car out. And then we're going to be turning right again. Again, making sure you end up on your side of the road. So stopping again. So this is where they'll ask you to pull up and stop on the left hand side, keeping about a car's length away from the car in front, and then move away whenever you can. That's what they call move away safely at an angle, and that's that one. So come back on your side of the road again, and then try to anticipate what might be around the next corner. Always try to think ahead. Try and think what might be there. As it happens, nothing, but there could have been, and that's the skill. That's the point. Is make sure that you can deal with anything that might be there. Don't just rely on luck. So again, oncoming vehicle, just slowing the car down, keep an eye on the mirrors again before you move away, selecting the correct gear, and off you go. What Kiz is going to be asked to do here is the reverse park manoeuvre. So that is pull up and stop alongside the car that's ahead of you, and then reverse back until you're parked the back of it, keeping reasonably close to the curb. So make sure that you're safe to move away. Make sure that you're safe to move away. Now the important thing now is, as soon as your car's stopped, straight to reverse gear. Now the important thing with that is, as soon as you go straight to reverse gear, your reversing lights come on. So if there's anything that's in the distance, they can see exactly what it is that you're doing. So the trick is with this is to take your time with it. Make sure you've got plenty of control over that clutch and paying attention to what you're doing. Just nice and smooth steering, and always remember the important part of looking, making sure that you're checking around you. Oh, my memory card's had a glitch there on the dash cam. And sometimes it does that, it doesn't record the full. But anyway, the thing was, that was the vehicle that she just reversed parked behind. So I was saying, with the manoeuvre, with the reverse park manoeuvre, with all the manoeuvres, is paying attention to what's happening around you. Be aware of things that are around. And if need be, stop. Even if the car's going wrong, even if you're going wrong, even if you're going wide in the road, even if you switch the curb, you can still get out of it. You can still make adjustments. As long as they're safe and under control, there's not a problem. It's how you deal with those situations. So for example, if you go back, you touch the curb, the trick is to remain calm. Remember to check around you, look around, manoeuvre the car forwards, and then back to reverse gear, making any adjustments with the steering, backing the car up, again paying attention to what's happening around you and dropping the car in. Same thing if it's too wide. If it's too wide or too close, it's doing something. These are the skills that you need. So we're turning left at the end here, getting right to the end of the road so that you can see clearly both ways. And then as you're pulling away, keep your eye on the rear view mirrors. Okay, so in front, the traffic's starting to just build up. You see right in the very distance there, It's just starting, so it's just being aware of that. So it's always keep your eye on those mirrors. It's the mirrors before you slow down. Remember, it's the importance of mirrors before changing speed. That's either up or down. So we're going straight ahead at the mini roundabout. On some of these mini roundabouts, sometimes there's not enough room. So what you've got to do is make the attempt to go around the roundabout. Do it the best way that you can. Next roundabout, going straight on again. That's fine. Okay, straight ahead at the next roundabout. Don't get too close to the car in front. Always keep these nice safe gaps between you and the vehicle in front. If anything happens, at least you can deal with it. But don't go right up behind them, whatever you do. As you can see now, you've got the national speed limit signs either side now. So now you're going into a national speed limit road now. The roundabout that you're coming up to now, this is a particularly busy one. It is a busy roundabout, this one is. It doesn't look wide enough there, does it? But it is. You can get, the two lots of vehicles down there. But on the dash cam there, it doesn't look as if it's wide enough, but it is. So there we are. Just go to the end, having a look over. If you're clear, away you go. Okay, so the lorry's just gone out in front of us. I mean, that's okay. Just make the adjustments. Just slow the car down. You have to make allowances. And away you go. So the speed limit, again, now is altered. You can see we're going into a 40 speed limit now. So we've left the national speed limit and we're into a 40 speed limit now. And then you just need to pay attention to what the changing speed limits. So now you're going for a drive now through the countryside. So your driving test is probably just over halfway, into it now. That's all you've got. So that's it. But as I say, kids did pass. You can see, what you're driving now right to the very end. There's nothing much happening now. There'll be a few turns to make, but that'll be about it anyway. And she finished a driving test, and that was it. But as you can see, the light's starting to fade a little bit. This is the last test of the day. This is. So that's the end of the driving test. So you're coming up towards the test centre. As I say, kids did pass. And that's all done. Some nice neat driving in there. So that's give you some indication of what happens on a driving test. It shows you some of the routes that you can go on. As I say, it's not all town driving all the time. You can see there's quite a lot there that are out in the countryside. So I hope you found the video helpful, and if you haven't done so, please consider subscribing, and thanks for watching. Bye for now.